Okay, let's do this again with the diary DLC. One day, a mother of a young family brought home a doll. She did so out of necessity rather than on a whim or out of a strong desire. It wasn't the kind of doll you'd normally see on the shelves of a large supermarket. It wasn't a particularly beautiful model, being pudgier and noisier than her peers. Her insides were made out of slime that always seemed to ooze out of her nose and mouth. But the mother seemed to be content with those unsightly defects. The doll was supposed to melt into a sticky, dripping, wet, foul-smelling glue that would keep the mother's marriage from falling apart after all. Is this about Henri? Because I remember Etherain uploaded a picture of Henri on a doll shelf melting. The father didn't want to keep the item. But to his disappointment, the shop didn't accept any returns. The doll became a fitting addition to the house's interior, for she fit perfectly among the counterfeit porcelain tea sets and useless trinkets stuffed onto the shelves. Pictures reflecting her snotty face filled up the family albums, 1,000 fabricated certificates of a model family life. One day, the glue went dry and the family fell apart. As the porcelain plates hit the walls and the trinkets fell from the shelves, the doll remained still. The slime inside of her turned into water and flooded the room. The woman who brought it left the house, leaving all her former possessions behind. A new owner soon came, and Henry was born. Yep. I never felt like others treated me like a human being. Rather, I was an object, a commodity in a human disguise. To my family, I was akin to a not particularly expensive piece of furniture that they kept around, despite having bought a replacement. To my classmates, I was a wind-up doll they could push around by provoking it, laughing at how clumsy it was. Due to almost too cliché parental neglect, I was never taught proper hygiene. So my peers made sure to laugh at the way I smelled after forgetting to shower for weeks, and the way dirt gathered under my fingernails. They hid my clothes after PE and called me names, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter. As soon as puberty hit, I became even more convinced that I was no more than an object. Maybe it's because I used to eat too much, or maybe due to genetics, I grew to be more well-endowed than other girls my age. Disgusted looks I used to get turned into something more primal and feral. Lust. Starved for attention, I wanted to be desired. A gift needs pretty wrapping, a realization came. Under my modest clothes, I wore stockings and garter belts. Asked for expensive underwear as a birthday present. Began paying more attention to my hygiene. My hair became perfectly combed, not a single strand out of place. Porcelain skin, nurtured by evening masks and face cream. Fake. But no longer unwanted. People I never talked to began asking me out. Girls swarmed around me, talking about boys, periods, and reality shows I couldn't bring myself to care about, but watched anyway. It was something new, something I didn't know I longed for. My first kiss was with a girl. I was at a drinking party and everyone was drunk and horny enough to play sex dice, obviously meant for older crowds. I didn't like her, but I liked how it felt. I decided I wanted more. Silky shirts, short skirts, knee socks, fluttering lashes, flawless mascara. Not a single pimple on my skin. It didn't matter that I was stuffed with chunks of meat swarming with maggots. Squirming, wriggling, eating me from the inside. Charles Ayler wasn't a particularly attractive person. Let aside his above-average looks, something about his attitude gave away that something wasn't right. Right? Charles is adorable. Maybe it was the way he scratched his skin and bit his nails, or the way he stared into empty space, muttering something. Oh, that is a big mood for me. I am Charles in this point. There was no Wi-Fi on his flip phone, yet he was constantly taking it out of his pocket in short intervals, probably to look at the time, be like, when's this shit ending? Typing a message to nowhere, setting an alarm clock off and back on. Oh, that is a mood. A foolproof tactic to ease rising anxiety. In class, he would often respond to the name of a girl classmate, and everyone would start laughing. He'd cover his mouth, mortified, realizing that the teacher's question wasn't directed at him. Stifled mutterings, jerky movements. Constantly on the edge, anxious and detached. Charles Ayler was far from pleasant. Yet, I found us to be similar. It felt like there was something eating him from inside. Maybe he was stuffed full of maggots too. We were sitting in an empty classroom. I was absent-mindedly scrolling down the feed on my phone. Ayler was finishing his homework for the next day. He did all the assignments during breaks and got excellent marks for it. Hello there! How are you doing, Trashmaru? I never got why he was in such a rush. So, what's your answer? Yes or no? Ayler didn't look me in the eye. Yeah, no problem. I definitely wanted to do this as soon as it came out, but I had a bunch of stuff to do when it came out, so I'm a little bit late, but... Instead, he was looking at a spot between me and the window frame. What? Sorry. What were you talking about? I couldn't hear you well in this noise. Ayler's voice echoed throughout the empty, eerily quiet classroom. Everyone else had gone home a long time ago. I started to get annoyed. Like I was saying? Will you date me? Seconds passed. Ayler muttered indistinguishable words, still distracted by something. He was visibly uncomfortable. Okay. What? You're okay with this? I mean, why not? If you want to. Listen, I need to go home, quick. I'm sorry. His words made no sense. Ayler grabbed his bag and stormed out of the classroom. What was that about? Henry used to be a high achiever in elementary. By middle school, he'd lost all motivation to study. Eventually, he stopped leaving his room. You need to spend more time with your brother, Father had told me on numerous occasions, each time more insistently, his wife nodding behind his back. As if this smelly freeloader didn't get enough attention from them already. So sometimes I sat on the phone in my brother's room, listening to the click-clack sound of Henry's keyboard. It was always dark in his room. The air inside was damp, laced with the lingering stench of instant noodles and used tissues littering the floor. Blah. Sometimes Henry got tired of playing and flopped onto the bed near me. Hey there, Leo! How are you doing? He was not a talkative kid, so I never got what he was thinking. Sometimes he'd crawl onto me and bury his head in my chest, just laying there, as I blankly stared into space. In the darkness barely illuminated by LED lights, he told me about his two-dimensional sweethearts. Oh, that is a mood. Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm glad you're doing well. Like then, Henry brought out his smartphone and shoved it into my face. Is it Love Live again? It's Space Idol Guridi. All of these are from the anniversary poll, he muttered, scrolling down his card collection. This is Love Live. How much did you spend on her? Not much. Yes, it's literally Love Live. Liar. Henry. A reluctant pause. She's worth it. Oh, why is Henry me with Kotori and Yoshiko? I felt tired. Hey, shouldn't you be interested in real girls at your age? No, you're gross. Am I gross too? Kinda. Henry squeezed closer to me. Too close for comfort. I could smell his foul breath. Henry was extremely bad at maintaining hygiene, just like I had been once. Maybe it was in our genes. He must be starved for body contact without realizing it, I thought absent-mindedly. Hey, stop it! You're too close. Go ask Mom to cuddle you. Henry didn't listen and only buried his face deeper into my chest. He was like a toddler. Mom and Dad only buy me things. They don't care about me. Oh, dude, why is this relatable? My mom would get me games and stuff just to kind of like keep me quiet. Believe me, they do. Unlike you, I don't have that luxury. Say, why won't you leave your room? It's pointless. What is? Everything? There's nothing I want to do in life. The only times I feel happy are when I play games or sleep. Oh, that is another mood. But I don't want to die either. So I'll just stay here forever. How pathetic. Charlie, you need to see a doctor. I gave Eiler's hand a firm squeeze. He was shaking. We were sitting on the cold floor in the boys' bathroom. There were around 15 minutes until the third period ended. I was trying to ignore the writing on the wall. Warhol is a slut. Eiler responded with a minute-long delay. What would they do? Stuff me with pills? At very least, they'll help. They didn't help Mother. I'm talking about you. Charlie, please, stop pretending you're okay. If you're not planning on telling me what's wrong, then at the very least try to seek help yourself. If I say anything, she'll throw my pet cat out of the window. Or worse. Oh, Mad Cat. She? Okay, I understand. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit, Mama. I didn't understand at all. But Eiler was shaking. He was completely terrified. I'm terrified too. Of him and his mind. Oh, okay. Welcome back. Sorry, I must have read that wrong. It's not your fault, is all I could say, unable to find the right words. Seeking comfort, I squeezed his hand harder. It was the end of the year party. There's something about the thrill of blaring music and fleeting conversations that I cannot quite put into words. There I was, able to forget who I am and who I cannot be. He must be a guy from parallel class. Pretty handsome, I had to admit. Care for a drink? He asked me. Sure, I replied, and took the plastic cup from his hands. The room gradually began to tilt. Yeah, you don't take cups from strangers at parties, Henri, please. Are you okay? He asked. I'll take you to rest upstairs. Yeah, I'm sure you will. There was something in my drink, I belatedly realized as I was led up to the upper floor. Ugh. As my consciousness faded, I thought of Ayler. It was dawning at me that he didn't want to own, to possess, to consume. He didn't want me. Didn't want anything I was able to offer. He wanted something that couldn't be seen, something immaterial and ethereal. He wanted to be saved, but I am merely an object. Aw, Henri, you're not just an object. You're not an object at all. My head was filled with mocking comments from my classmates. Dice at the party, constant expectations, graffiti on the wall. I was trying so hard. I was trying my best. Yet, why was I still not enough? When I came to, I was surrounded by girls, concerned, yet relieved looks on their faces. I wanted to go home. I woke up one day to heated debates in the kitchen. It was probably about Henry. Nothing ever changed. I snuck into his room, trying not to make a sound. He was curled into a ball under the desk, shaking, muttering something. Henry, it's me. Come out. Stop hiding. Leave me alone. What happened? They want to fix me, send me to therapy. And I don't want to be fixed. Give me a break. Just look how much they cared about you. About your useless, stinky, perverted... I had to calm down. Then, what do you want? To be with Gariri. Oh. Gariri is not a person. I don't give a shit. Hey, language. You just don't want to make any effort to gain positive emotions in real life. Henry got quiet for a moment. I'm tired, was his only answer. I'm tired too. Charles Ayler started taking pills. No more jerky movements. No more staring into space. There was a permanent smile plastered on his face. He seemed alarmingly normal. We went out for food and movies. I made sure to Instagram all the foods we ate and the places we visited. It would surely become the proof of our normalcy. Normalcy. I talked about myself and Ayler actually heard me instead of spacing out, erratically checking his phone and muttering something under his breath. In turn, Ayler told me about Mother, about things he saw that others didn't, about a writer he admired. Everything was normal, just like I wanted it to be. Oh, so is this the Hello Charlotte 3 True Realm and Heaven's Gate, since Heaven's Gate was an alternate reality kind of thing? So, like, did you two do it already? Aw, come on, of course we did. Oh my god, for real? He seems like such a wimp, though. I bet it was the worst. TBH, you deserve so much better. You aren't lying, right? I can't believe that Ayler is capable of anything more than hand-holding. Yeah, like, did he finally man up? If a guy doesn't want you, then there must be something wrong with his dick. Looks like you have to take action and help him overcome it somehow. Oh my god, these girls are so rude. Because your relationship is doomed, LOL. Right, Henri? Oh, yeah. This doesn't insult you? I asked, showing Ayler the group chat. I lied to them about everything, but, you know. Charles yawned, shaking his head in disinterest. Charles, his ace ass screaming internally in the background. Yeah. You only get insulted when you say something as insulting, C says. He elaborated. So no, it doesn't. Yeah, what the hell? I thought you'd be hurt or something. Charles laughed mischievously. What? You wanted to console me, Miss Warhol? I turned away, brows furrowed. I got upset, you know. They don't know you at all. He was taken aback at first, then ruffled my hair with his blistered hand. Sorry. Know what stoics say? You're provoked by your own judgment of the situation. And we can't expect people to view us the way we perceive ourselves. So, don't worry about me. Here he goes again, apologizing. I was fairly sure that even if he understood all of this, some part of him must have been affected. But his words were somehow reassuring. Did he feel the same when he talked to C, I wonder? Feeling about everything, unaffected by surrounding opinions. That person really must be someone strong if they were able to influence Charles to this extent. If I stay by his side, maybe I'll be saved one day too, I thought, and that thought alone felt comforting enough to help me get through another day. Charles turned on a horror movie and I fell asleep on his shoulder. Personal space be damned. That was the last conversation we had before everything went to shit. The god of his world was no more. Oh shit. Months later, we moved to another town. It was never my decision to make. I left most of my possessions at the old home. Henry played Pokemon during the entire trip, then vomited onto my shirt, car sick. I pet his oily hair, letting my nails sink into flakes of chronic seborrhea and dead skin. I thought of Charles once again. Without anything solid to ground him, wouldn't he float away? In the last moments we spent together, it had already felt like he wasn't present, as if the maggots swarming inside of him had already consumed his insides. How unfair! Hey, how are you, Charlie? You should leave him alone, Henrietta Warhol. Ayler, I'm being serious. So am I. Please stop writing us. Who's us? Why? You're a hindrance. If you continue pestering us, I'll make your personal information public. You have things to hide, don't you? Henri, hi. I'm sorry for the last time. Feel free to block me. Okay, now you sound like Charles. Apology accepted. Hi. Are you okay? More or less. How's Mom? Like usual. I'm trying to spend more time with her. That's nice. Yeah, the C from earlier definitely was Scarlet. How are you holding up? I'm fine. Trying to adjust to a new place. Henry's an idiot and blew a whole load of money on online gambling, so Dad took away his debit card. Serves him right, I guess. I'm working as a waitress right now, so I have my own income. But I guess most of this money will go to my parents anyway. Debts and all. Do you have plans for uni, or... I'm taking a year off. Can't deal with it right now. And I'm not sure what I want to do. Yeah, only the job you're crazy about can get you a good income. Or just luck, really. Higher education won't really promise you a good place in life. Nice pasta. Did you get into meta-uni? I'll know in a month. I don't really remember the day of the exam. Uh-oh. What will you do if you don't pass? Kill myself, I guess. No, JK. Oh no. Charles? It's not funny. I know. I'm being serious. I have Mother to take care of, so don't worry. Henri, hi, how are you? Heart emojis. Gross. Eiler, is that really you? Of course it's me. Okay. I'm fine, just having trouble adjusting to a new place. Didn't make any friends yet. I don't want to pretend to be someone else just to fit in, but no one really wants to hang out with me when I'm myself. I feel alone. Are you doing okay? I'm okay. I guess. Specifically asked not to talk about the remnants, though. Charlie, I'm scared of you. Of what you're becoming. I thought I didn't understand you before, but now I feel like I don't understand you at all. And I'm really not sure what to do. You need to seek help. Shit. I'm so sorry. If you're reading this, it's me. I'm not okay. I'm not sure if I'm myself anymore. Sometimes I just close my eyes and then find myself at an unfamiliar place several hours later. I passed the exams, but I'm failing classes hard. I feel like vomiting just looking at people. They don't look human. I'm afraid if we meet again, you won't look human too. So, please don't try to find me. Mother is not okay. She's not responding anymore. Everything is distorted, and I'm clearly bothering you. I need to put a stop to this. Those were the last messages from Charles. His phone went dead, and he never replied back. Trying to cope with this reality, I tried to forget about him. A year later, I found out that Eiler no longer lived at the old address. Charles Eiler had disappeared without a trace. I want to think he's okay, but I know better. Lilith Eiler was buried in a local cemetery. Oh, there's Lilith. I've been wondering a while about Lilith. There we go. There's the answer. Looks like Charles took care of her burial before disappearing. I won't live longer than Mother would, he once told me, and stayed true to his words. I like to think that his soul went where she is. Perhaps he's lying on the bottom of a vast sea, his form flickering, uncertain. I want to lie down near and make sure his carcass doesn't float away. Oh, hello there, Gabe. Well, thanks for coming in. But that's a selfish wish to have. Instead, I placed a bouquet on their grave and whispered a quiet prayer. Oh man. Was that all of the DLC, or is there stuff at the end of here? I'm gonna go through this one more time with Skip and see if there's any more during the actual story. There probably isn't. I'm assuming Diary is the DLC, but I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything. Yeah. Well, it's nice to know a bit more about Henri and the whole... Well, now we know who Lilith is and all that. Okay, yeah, that's all the DLC for Heaven's Gate. Yeah, she learned about him dying. That really sucks. Looks like her life situation isn't any better either. This series is always so freaking hard on the soul. Well, give me a couple of minutes to get something to drink, and then I'll play some Witch's Heart. These kids didn't make anything wrong. Yeah, definitely. These kids were pure kids. They didn't deserve anything that happened to them. Yeah, I'll be right back. Just gonna grab a water.